I was told in shootout, stay low. Oops, keep firing. Keep extra clips for extra. Shh. Who's next to flip on that cat with that grip on rap for more shady? Frankie, baby. Ain't no telling what I may be. Lacey, DC, and how a homecoming. What's up, my people? This is ShowBizz, the adult. All right, man, look. I'm looking at you. You looking at me? Oops, all right, man, look. The WBC franchise title. Is that the dunking title or the ultimate title? Before we start complaining or criticizing the WBC, let's first see if we can define this WBC franchise title. Hey Google, what is the WBC franchise title?
Sorry, I'm not sure how to help with that, but I'm still learning.
Me too. Coffee. I think the best way to approach defining the WBC franchise title and understanding what this all means is by understanding what happened yesterday with Lomachenko and Devin Haney, and to look at that in particular and try to come up with what this all means to boxing. What is the franchise title? What does it mean for both parties involved, Lomachenko and Devin Haney? Coffee. First, let's define the WBC franchise title. Okay, look. The WBC, they vote, the board, they vote on fighters who are considered icons of that era. It's kind of like a Lifetime Achievement Award for active fighters. As of right now, those two fighters, those two icons are Canelo Alvarez and Lomachenko. And I know you guys are like, huh? How? That is up for debate. I understand. Lomachenko, is he an icon of this era already? Canelo Alvarez, 29 years old, is he an icon already? That's up for debate. But the WBC, by definition, they as a board, they vote on who are considered icons of the sport. And WBC title holders at the same time, those are considered WBC franchise title holders. The question is, must there be a WBC franchise title holder in every division? Nada, no. I know we received a lot of comments saying, hey, Deontay Wilder, he's going to be the franchise title holder next. And how about Errol Spence? It doesn't work that way. You have to be voted in as an icon of this era, of your era, and be an active fighter, and that's when the WBC awards you with the franchise title. Now, let's break it down. Is this the dunking title? Devin Haney and Lomachenko. Does it behoove Lomachenko to ever fight Devin Haney? Let's break down how this works. No matter what, if Lomachenko wants to fight Devin Haney until the cows come home, his schedule as the WBC franchise title holder must be approved by the WBC. So if Lomachenko wants to fight Devin Haney, but the WBC says no, oops, he cannot fight Devin Haney. But if the WBC says, yeah, go ahead and fight Devin Haney, they can have their fight. Now, if they have their fight and Lomachenko were to beat Devin Haney, does Lomachenko get the WBC four-time title? No, because you cannot occupy the two different spaces at the same time. When Lomachenko and Canelo Alvarez became the franchise title holders, they had to release the full-time WBC title. You saw that on my channel when Devin Haney was sat there and voted on by the WBC board. They all said, Devin Haney is now the full-time WBC champion. So if Lomachenko were to beat Devin Haney, he does not get the full-time WBC belt. What happens to that belt? Oops, that belt is now released from Devin Haney. He gets beaten out of his belt, but Lomachenko doesn't earn it. It's dropped down to other two opponents who either fight for it or get voted. I'm not sure what happens there, but Devin Haney, he loses the belt. Now, what happens when if Devin Haney were to beat Lomachenko? Does he become the new franchise title holder? Whoops, no. Because the franchise title is not a tangible belt. What it is a destination granted by the WBC. So, Lomachenko or Canelo Alvarez, as franchise title holders or franchise champions, they can never lose their destination as franchise champions. So Devin Haney, if he were to beat Lomachenko, what does he gain? No titles. He gained a notch under his belt saying, hey, look, man, I beat Lomachenko. Whoop-de-doo. But he doesn't get a title. He just gets to retain his. Can Canelo Alvarez, as a franchise title holder, can Lomachenko, as the franchise champion, can they become undisputed? Yes, they still represent the WBC as champions. So Lomachenko, he can still have his fight against the winner between Teofimo Lopez and Commey. If he were to beat one of them, whoever wins that fight, if he's victorious, he does become the undisputed champion at the lightweight division. If the winner between Teofimo Lopez and Richard Commey were to beat Lomachenko, what do they gain? They do not become the franchise champion. The franchise champion can never lose that destination. What do Teofimo Lopez or Richard Commey gain if they were to win their fight and then fight Lomachenko? They become the WBC mandatory for the WBC full-time title holder. So, if Teofimo Lopez were to beat Richard Commey and fight Lomachenko, beats Lomachenko, he becomes the mandatory for Devin Haney. If Lomachenko were to move down in weight, if Canelo Alvarez went let's just take Canelo Alvarez, him moving up to fight Kovalev at light heavyweight, is he the franchise champion at light heavyweight? Yes! Whoops! No matter where they go, they are the WBC franchise champions. Whew. Here's where the rubber really meets the road. They're always franchise champions, even post-retirement. There's been fighters who've been granted by the WBC that once, if they were to retire and come back from retirement, they can immediately have a title fight. Two fighters, Floyd Mayweather and Klitschko. As a franchise champion, Canelo Alvarez and Lomachenko, once they retire, at any point after retirement, if they wanted to come out of retirement, they can immediately fight for the belt. That's another pro to becoming the WBC franchise champion. The question is, with everything I've explained, is this ultimately good or bad for the sport? Here's the biggest question I have. Is the franchise champion, does that trumps becoming undisputed? The reason why I ask this, now let's go through this little rabbit hole here. If fighters start to chase that destination and value that over becoming undisputed, that means that the franchise champion is the ultimate king of kings, for example. And what does that mean for the sport? For example, let's say Errol Spence being a WBC champion. Let's say he were to beat Danny Garcia, then beat Manny Pacquiao, move up, fight J-Rock, beat him, and become a franchise, WBC franchise. He become an icon, okay, and become the WBC franchise champion. Would he have any thirst or hunger, motivation to become undisputed? Hey, I'm the franchise champion. The reason why I asked that question, would he ever have to fight Terrence Crawford? Is it good or bad for the sport? These are the questions I have, and this is why I think our channel deserves a conversation, an interview with a representative of the WBC. We need to bring another representative from the WBC, or maybe the same representative, Chico Lopez, or somebody who knows, Mauricio Suleiman, the president, someone who knows a lot about the WBC, a lot about the franchise title, so we can not try to fill our ignorance with a bunch of guesses and a bunch of negative energy. What we need to do is understand exactly what's going on, get a full understanding of this, and it has to come from the WBC. If it comes from the WBC and it's explained on this channel and I ask all the right questions and we grow in knowledge, then we can begin to stand on firmer grounds on criticizing and complaining or applauding and celebrating. We'll see. What's up, my people? Holla at me in the comments. I'm out. Huh.